bigger sport in Africa than football. We've seen how it can inspire young athletes. And now we're going to take a look at how the love of the game has been influencing filmmakers around the world as well. These next two clips are from films by Baff Akoto and Simon Laub, two men with African roots and a common obsession, African football.
I was young, but I had a lot of dreams. When I was with Salastete, I saw a couple of players, Derek Boatin, Michael Essien. They were young, like me, and they just left early for Europe. So I just thought to myself, I could do the same thing, play in Europe.
In my first year under 9, I scored like 44 goals, and the following year I scored about 40. But every year I used to get player of the year and top goal scorer. Sometimes the way some youngsters go on and they see me, it's like I'm Ronaldo, I'm some big celebrity when they see me. And I just smile because I'm just a normal person like them. The only difference is that I'm playing overseas.
And the fine young men behind those films are with me in the studio and will be with us Fridays throughout the tournament with their take on the week's footballing delights. I'll give you Baff and Mr. Laub here. Congratulations on the films, guys. Let's talk about what we've seen so far and how this tournament has begun. South Africa, Mexico, Lauby.
Well, you know, what a start to the tournament. I mean, who would have thought it a couple of days ago? Mexico, a massive footballing nation. Shocked by the little minnows of Bafana. So.
Today's been all about the managers. Pereira's got them playing like Brazil. Jabalete, his goal was unbelievable. You see how he broke and he just put an unstoppable shot past them.
It was an absolute blinder. It was a rod. Stuart Pearce would be proud of that one out of England in the old days.
It was, yeah. Yes. But then you look at Dominic, and he could take a leaf out of South Africa because Pereira, when I interviewed him for my film, he was talking about how it's all about loving the ball. When he's got Bafana doing that, they love the ball. They're playing like Brazil. 1-1,
South Africa, Mexico. What about the other game? I called it slippers on my Twitter feed.
It was horrendous.
It was slippers, wasn't it?
That game, the Uruguay game, it was so bad-tempered, so bitty. Forlan, he's been in great form all season. He had 3 good looks. He should have scored. But, you know, I think France failed to capitalise on that, and Dominic, he's got to carry the can for that.
Right, this manager, we're talking about Dominic, this French manager, he sort of almost dissed his players before he began. Tell the viewers about that.
Well, he's an interesting character. Dominic is very, very strong on his astrology.
Oh, lovely.
As we find out, he's actually an Aquarius who hates Leos and Scorpios. And unfortunately for him, 4 of his defenders, notably William Gallas, are Leos.
I'm a Scorpio.
So am I.
So's Maradona.
Is he?
He's a nutty manager, but I mean, what he's done for the game, he's allowed to be.
And more importantly, Wayne Rooney is a Scorpio, so Dominic beware.
I think France and England, the draw looks like they might, if they do well, meet in the quarters. So Dominic might have some sleeping nights.
I don't think. I was talking to David Ginola earlier on. He doesn't fancy France at all.
No?
No. Listen, they put on a hell of a tournament so far, haven't they? I mean, I know it's only 24 hours in, but, you know, despite the fact that the second game wasn't the most exciting of all of games, the South Africa-Mexico game was, the atmosphere was fantastic. And on the streets, we've seen these guys with, what do they call them? The vuvuzelas?
Plastic horns in English. But no, I mean, I think that the tournament's gone off to a really great start. The concert yesterday, did you see it? Shakira's dressed lovely. I mean, no, on a serious note, I think it was really nice to see all the African artists. Angelique Kidjo, I used to listen to when I was living in Ghana as a kid. Kanan, you know, and today you had Femi Kuti or CB Sadi's African music, great. Khalid, it was great.
And your mum and dad are South African, aren't they? I mean, that's where your African roots come from, of course. I mean, I know you're born and brought up in England, but your parents are South African. I mean, you know, how do people feel with South African roots? I know there'll be lots and lots of viewers out there just going to be going, well done, Rainbow Nation.
I think a huge amount of pride, really, in Bafana. You know, there's been a huge amount of talk by the media and a lot of sort of scaremongering and talk of security and stuff. And it's just nice for the football to start, to people enjoy the spectacle, and to see, in reality, in South Africa, it's a beautiful place.
All right, let's get some punditry from you. I've got to let the viewers know that in the CNN World Cup draw, I pulled out Switzerland to win. Hello. And Tevez for the Golden Boot.
That's not a bad bet.
I only wasted £1 out of 2.
Not a bad bet.
Who's first? Who have we
you
got
go
first? Becky's bad bet then, Switzerland to win.
He's more obvious than me, so you go first.
I'll go for the obvious. Unfortunately, I can't really see beyond Spain. I see Spain winning, and I'm going for David Villa as opposed to Torres. I think he's going to get the Golden Boot.
You reckon?
Villa's it's a good choice, and Spain have been so good in the last 3 years. It's a valid point, but I can't see beyond Brazil.
I was going to say, I mean, it could be a Spain-Brazil final, of course.
I can't see beyond
and
Brazil.
don't Spain always fall apart
That's
in these
the thing.
big tournaments?
That's the thing. I think also Netherlands always fall apart, but I think they'll do well, and that's why I picked Robin van Persie to really carry the
All right,
Golden
here's a
Boot.
wild card for you before we go. How about Argentina? You've got Maradona. I mean, everybody was giving him such a hard time. You know, in the last sort of
You know
6
what?
or 7 months, how hard they almost didn't qualify, remember?
Yeah.
Rightly so. I mean, he's deserved his hard time, but as I said earlier, he's a legend.
I think despite the fact that he's a legend, he's got Messi and he's got 5 of the best strikers in the world in his
So it
squad.
helps.
It does, it
Additionally,
helps.
so
I mean, they might have the top scorer, but I just don't think I can't see them winning the tournament.
gonna
I'd
be
love it
tough.
if they did. I'd love it if it became that third player to win it, the player and the manager. But I don't see it.
Did he ever win Golden Boot? I'm trying to
No,
think. He didn't,
no,
did
no,
he?
no. He just scored the important goals.
He just
The important
golden
goals,
hand.
exactly.
Boys, it's a pleasure. I'm going to see you as the tournament continues. You are watching Connect the World. We will be right back.